What would you do if you were told that the problems you are facing in your relationship or marriage and the love you have shared with your partner for years were fueled with dark magic, juju, or an ancestral curse? Would you hold on to the belief that love isn't always about perfection? It's about choice, choosing to stay, to forgive. But what if your heart has forgotten how to forgive? And what if choosing to stay seems impossible? Today's tale is one of love, forgiveness, and the realities we often dismiss as village myths that often come back to haunt us. Welcome to African Tales by Kez. It began on a cold, rain-speckled February evening in Shoreditch, London. A converted warehouse buzzed with students, creatives, and fashion lovers gathered for a university exhibition. The air smelled of wet wool and ambition. Halogen lights bathed the runway in an unnatural glow. Amanda Okoro stood backstage, fingers trembling slightly as she adjusted the collar on her final model's Encore bomber jacket. She was a Nigerian student from Anambra, and tonight was the first time the world, this Western world, would see her vision, streetwear, deeply rooted in her heritage. As the model strutted onto the runway, a hush fell, then came whispers, then applause, amidst a sea of polite claps and clinking wine glasses. Someone clapped just a little too loudly. That was electric. You made wax print look like rebellion. Came a voice after the show. Amanda turned. A man with soft brown eyes and a rugged stubble stood before her. Daniel. He introduced himself, holding out his hand. Architect, and an admirer of greatness. Daniel was a charming, easygoing British architect from Manchester who was a special guest at the event. Amanda smirked. Amanda, designer and fan of compliments. They talked and talked some more. The night dissolved into a haze of shared jokes, arguments about colonial architecture, and her dream to blend tradition with modern grit. She told him about her grandmother's looms in Auca and how they hummed like lullabies when she was little. He listened, not just with ears, but eyes and soul. Soon, it was Friday dinners, Sunday markets, and weeknight jazz clubs in Soho. Amanda fell for his quiet humor, the way he always asked about her mother, and how he never flinched when she ranted about stolen cultures. Daniel adored her fire, the drama in her designs, and the strength behind every stitch. You don't just design clothes, Amara. You sew stories, he whispered softly, holding her hand, while tracing her fingers, and looking deep into her eyes like his soul